Have you ever seen an actor who seems to have superpowers, able to completely shift from one character to another? One moment, he'll make you laugh so hard your stomach hurts, and the next, he'll leave you so emotional with tears in your eyes. That's Lee Yi-kyung, one of South Korea's most versatile and beloved artists. Born on January 8, 1989, in the city of Cheongju, he didn't grow up dreaming of fame. In fact, destiny seemed to point him in a different direction. His father was a prominent businessman, and following the family business seemed like an obvious and safe choice. But sometimes the heart speaks louder than any plan. And with Lee Yi-kyung, that's exactly what happened. From a young age, he had an infectious energy and a fun way of telling stories. But it wasn't until later that he discovered he could turn this into a career. He even studied physical education, but something inside him told him that wasn't where he would truly shine. So, he decided to try his luck at the Seoul Institute of the Arts, a school known for developing great talent. There, he began to understand the world of acting and realized he was about to embark on a completely different path than his family had imagined. And that's how Lee Yi-kyung began writing her own story, a story that's anything but ordinary, a journey full of challenges, laughter, tears, and unforgettable roles that won fans worldwide. Today, you'll learn firsthand how this young man, who could have chosen an ordinary life, decided to pursue his dream and ended up becoming one of the most beloved faces on Korean screens. When Lee Yi-kyung was a child, no one could have imagined that this curious and energetic boy would become a famous actor. He grew up in Cheongju, surrounded by a peaceful life with all the conditions to follow a secure path. His father, a successful businessman, probably dreamed of seeing him join the family business. But deep down, Yi-kyung sensed something different awaiting him. As a teenager, he didn't think much about acting. He enjoyed sports and even went to college to study physical education. It seemed his future was set. Perhaps he would become a coach, or even a teacher. But little by little, he began to realize that wasn't the life he'd wake up excited about every day. It was then that the opportunity arose to enroll at the Seoul Institute of the Arts, one of the most respected schools for those aspiring to work in the entertainment world. Upon entering, it was as if a new chapter had opened. He met fellow theater enthusiasts, teachers who encouraged him to explore his talent, and, most importantly, he realized that acting wasn't just about memorizing lines, it was about living other lives, telling stories, and touching people's hearts. Even without completing his degree, Yi-kyung already had something no diploma could give, the certainty that he had found his true path. It was as if all the pieces of his life's puzzle suddenly fell into place. And it was with this feeling that he decided to move forward, ready to face the challenges and surprises that an acting career would bring. Little did he know that this choice would change everything forever. The beginning of any career in the arts is rarely easy, and Lee Yi-kyung was no exception. When he decided to pursue acting, he knew he was entering a competitive world, full of talented people and opportunities that often disappear as quickly as they appear. Still, he didn't let fear stop him. With a confident smile and a willingness to learn, he began seeking any opportunity to showcase his talent. His first major experience came in cinema in 2012, with the independent film White Knight. It wasn't a huge box office success, nor was it something that immediately catapulted him into the spotlight. But for Yi-kyung, that role was much more than a debut. It was proof that he could turn dreams into reality. He gave his all, even knowing that few people would see his work. After all, every little step counted, and he wanted everyone to see his dedication. Soon after, fate gave him another chance, this time on television. He was cast in School 2013, a series that depicted the challenges and dramas of school life. Yi-kyung played a rebellious student, full of attitude and personality, a role that captured the attention of the audience, and especially the producers. This performance was like a door opening, revealing a corridor full of new possibilities. And these possibilities turned into invitations for roles in successful productions, such as My Love from the star and Descendants of the Sun. Although his characters were supporting, he knew how to make the most of every scene to showcase his talent. It was like planting little seeds in each project, hoping that one day they would blossom into even bigger roles. And over time, that's exactly what happened. Yi-kyung was just beginning to show the world what he was capable of. After winning over audiences with smaller roles, Lee Yi-kyung was ready for bigger things. And it was precisely at this point that the work that cemented his reputation as one of South Korea's most versatile actors began to emerge. He began to stand out not only for his delivery, but also for his incredible ability to transition between completely different genres, from the wackiest comedy to the most intense drama without losing his naturalness. In cinema, Yi-kyung participated in notable productions such as One on One 2014, an intense film that showed a more serious and profound side of his acting. Then came Baby Beside Me 2017 and Wretches 2018, where he played Yang Hoon, a complex and challenging character. These roles proved that he wasn't just there for laughs. He could also carry heavy, emotional stories with equal force. But it was on television that Yi-kyung won the hearts of millions of fans. In 2018, she starred Welcome to Waikiki, a hilarious comedy about three friends trying to keep a guest house on the brink of bankruptcy afloat. Their comedic timing was perfect. Every expression, every gesture, every line drew genuine laughter from the audience. The series was so successful that it spawned a sequel, and Yi-kyung returned even more comfortable in the role. At the same time, he showed another side of his talent in dramas like Children of Nobody, a tense story full of mysteries, and Secret Royal Inspector 2020-2021, which blended adventure and historical investigation. This versatility led him to be seen not just as the funny actor, but as a complete performer, capable of moving, entertaining, and surprising with each new role. With each role, Yi-kyung made it clear he wasn't there to be remembered for just one type of character. He wanted and could do it all, and do it well. With so many remarkable roles, it didn't take long for Lee Yi-kyung to begin receiving the recognition he deserved. His talent, charisma, and dedication quickly caught the attention of critics and judges at major awards shows. In 2018, he was honored with the Rising Star at the Asia Model Awards, a title that not only celebrated his success to date, but also indicated that he still had much to achieve. But the awards didn't stop there. In 2021, Yi-kyung shone in the KBS Drama Awards, receiving the trophy for Best Supporting Actor for his impeccable performance in Secret Royal Inspector. This recognition was special because it showed the public and the industry that he could excel in any genre, whether it was light comedy or intense historical drama. Furthermore, he began to be nominated for prestigious awards, such as the Baeksung Arts Awards and the Blue Dragon Series Awards, events that bring together some of the biggest names in Korean entertainment. These nominations reinforced the idea that Yi-kyung was not only a popular actor, he was also respected for the quality of his work. Each award and nomination served as fuel for him to continue challenging himself. He didn't settle for what he'd already achieved. On the contrary, he seemed even more motivated to choose different roles, explore new facets, and show the public that he could always surprise. For fans, each recognition was a reason to celebrate. It was as if they too were part of this journey, cheering on each new project and celebrating each victory. And for Yi-kyung, this affection and support from the public was undoubtedly the greatest reward he could receive. After all, more than trophies, he wanted to continue winning hearts with each story he told. Besides shining on screen, Lee Yi-kyung has also shown that she's not afraid to explore new paths and reveal different sides of her personality. In 2020, she surprised everyone by releasing her first trot song, titled Leave Work on Time. For those unfamiliar, trot is a traditional Korean musical genre known for its upbeat rhythm and catchy lyrics. And that's exactly what Yi-kyung delivered. A fun song that made many fans laugh, dance, and discover he could sing too. But that wasn't the only time he showed an unexpected side. In November 2019, Yi-kyung was named an honorary ambassador for the Korean Emergency Services, known by the number 112. This title isn't given to just anyone. It's a way of recognizing public figures who can help raise awareness about safety and prevention. With his charisma and popularity, he has become an important voice for life-saving campaigns. His personal life also attracted attention. In 2018, Lee Yi-kyung publicly announced a relationship with actress Jung In-sun, a rarity in the arts world, where many prefer to keep their love lives out of the spotlight. The romance was warmly received by fans, but a few months later, they announced their breakup, stating that the decision was mutual and that they would remain friends. The mature and respectful way they handled the matter only increased the public's admiration. These off-screen moments showed that Yi-kyung is much more than a talented actor. He's someone who enjoys connecting with people genuinely, whether through a moving role, a fun song, or actions that make a real-life difference. This combination of talent and humanity is perhaps one of the secrets that makes him such a beloved and respected artist. Lee Yi-kyung's story is proof that courage and dedication can completely transform the course of a life. From a young man who could have followed the safe path of the family business, he chose to risk everything to pursue his passion. He faced uncertainty, small roles, and moments when it seemed like recognition would never come. But step by step, he built a solid career, with characters that made people laugh, cry, and feel emotional, always leaving a unique mark on each production. His talent isn't limited to one genre. He can play the funny friend in a lighthearted comedy, the unlikely hero in a historical adventure, or the intense character in a gripping drama. This versatility has endeared him to fans of all ages and earned him respect from critics and peers alike. And most impressively, even with such success, Yi-kyung continues to reinvent himself, taking on new challenges and surprising audiences with each project. Off-screen, his actions demonstrate that he's also an admirable human being. Whether releasing a fun song, participating in awareness campaigns, or dealing with personal issues honestly and respectfully, Yi-kyung proves that his greatness goes far beyond acting. He's someone who inspires, not only through what he does, but through the way he lives. And this is just part of his journey. New roles, new stories, and new unforgettable moments are still to come. And if his career so far has been incredible, the future promises even more. Now I want to hear from you. Which Lee Yi-kyung role has had the biggest impact on your life? Leave your answer in the comments and let's talk about it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue following inspiring stories like this one and stay up to date with everything happening in the world of Korean entertainment.